and this has officially became a McLaren podcast in case you haters who thought it was going to be all about Lewis. Surprise, surprise.
It's all about McLaren. Plot twist. But honestly, we have big plans for Oscar because welcome to Beyond the Formula, a podcast for the hottest people in the world. My name is Kimi.
And I'm KC, and we're coming to you from the USA and
Australia. Very hot and humid over here at the moment. What about you guys?
it is hot and humid here in Miami because I am visiting Miami for, I don't know, to get out of LA. You know, you got to get out of LA sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean, I've never been to LA, but it's the Sydney of the USA, I believe. So I feel like we're both from the same place.
Yeah, I've never been to Sydney, so maybe
It's time.
we'll have to
Maybe
we'll
this is
trade
the year. Yeah,
places.
we can trade
Yeah.
places. But before we get into all of that, we should probably say welcome to our podcast guests or to our podcast listeners. This is our first episode. How
Yes.
exciting.
I know. I must admit, I was super excited when I found out you wanted to do this podcast with me because I love your TikTok videos and you inspire me like every day, and I'm like, I need to make more content.
You
So
can't
I'm
make me
so
cry
thankful.
at the start of our podcast episode. You can't do that to me.
No, seriously, you're the best content creator, male or female, because it doesn't really matter. You kick ass. I guess I can say that. That's our podcast.
Yeah, but see, I have the same opinion about you, and you have taught me so much, and I've learned so many things from you. So I feel super lucky to be embarking on this journey with you, and I'm just really excited because I love you, and this is going to be so much fun.
And the craziest thing I have to say is this whole journey is that we've never actually met in person, and we didn't even really speak to each other. We just knew each other's personality through watching our videos, which is like a whole
Internet
new,
friends, we love it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no,
So
I was
go
going to
for it.
say that we didn't speak to each other, but I felt fed up one day and I was just like, this girl is so cool. Let me ask her for some advice. And then it all just kind of snowballed from there, right?
Exactly. I think you reached out to me in Austin and messaged something, and I was like, oh my God, this is my favorite content creator. This is amazing, which is so crazy. And then I saw that you went to Abu Dhabi, and I was like, hey, girl, do you have paddock tickets? Do you have access? And you
She
said
sorted me
no.
out. She helped a sister out. I would still be your regular, degular race goer if it wasn't for Casey. So thank you.
Because that's what it's all about, guys. Like, hands down, like, I am here to cultivate like friendships and community and not mean girl attitudes and
We don't
stuff like
believe in
that. That's not what
gatekeeping. That's not what we're about. No, no, no.
no. No, and I'd have to say, like, I have messaged a few people and it was kind of like frosty, and it made my
Ouch.
like heart kind of break
Yeah,
because
as it
women
would.
must stick together. So
Absolutely.
when we started chatting, I was like, oh, she's just as friendly, and her personality on TikTok is exactly who she is. I was like, I'm glad you enjoyed the paddock experience, but we're gonna make a podcast together.
And I was like, okay, yeah. But that's just the thing, right? Like, I am in a constant state of unhinged. It never stops. So, what you see with me on the internet is legitimately what you're going to get in real life. So, prepare
It's
yourself.
gold. And I love it because we have the same birth date, which we didn't know until after creating, well, not creating it, but like brainstorming and putting everything together. And then as we're doing this, because so you guys know, we already recorded a guest episode and we have an amazing guest that's coming up on episode 2. You are bringing out the unhinged in me from yesteryears, which I absolutely love because I've like
I
kind of
love that.
tuned it in, and it's
Let
coming
it
out. Even
out.
my friends are
Let
like,
her out.
yes. And even my friends are like, oh, this is the old Casey. And I was like, you notice?
Oh,
So
it's,
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love to hear it. I think that everybody should just be fun because that's what it is, right? Like sometimes
Yeah,
you just get labeled as being like crazy, but I'm not crazy. I'm just fun. And
exactly,
that's why we know that
exactly.
our personalities are going to mesh so well with this podcast because how on earth do you find an internet friend that is exactly you, right? Same
Right.
birthday, in love with the same man, Mr. Lewis Hamilton. If you're
Southampton.
watching this, you can call
And
us.
yes, and we're girls. So if Lewis doesn't end up with me, like I hope he ends up with you because I
Exactly.
want to go to that
Vice
wedding.
versa. I would like to see it. As long as one of us ends up with him, that's all that matters, right? Oh,
Hands down, hands down. Like manifesting.
love that. And Lewis is all about manifesting, and so are we. So
I know.
we're on the same wavelength here, and we love it.
Yes, Lewis. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. But yeah, how's your off season going? Because, in the USA, like there's been some big news happening with a certain team principal getting kicked out.
Yeah, well, I will say I was shocked about Mr. Gunther getting kicked out, but I'm not surprised because he's been there since the beginning, but he is the personality, but I don't think they need personality. They need performance, the
Yeah,
wrong piece.
I absolutely
Um,
agree with you there.
so that to me was a big shocker for the off season, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I
Low key,
know.
same. That was probably my biggest piece of like that was like my most surprising thing that happened because I mean we all knew the Charles Leclerc contract extension was coming, the Lando contract extension was coming. Everybody knew. It just was a matter of
Mhm.
when. But with the Gunther case, like I woke up to go to the gym and then I was like, hold on a second, because I don't know if you're part of it, but the Instagram group for F1, like they send all the updates as they happen.
Oh, I'm not in this. I just
It's
follow on
it's
X.
literally the Formula One account, and they send all these live
Oh,
updates.
oh,
It's
oh,
super
yeah, yeah,
good for
yeah,
like
yeah.
keeping on track because
Yeah,
in Australia we don't get things at the same time as everybody else, so that is a
same
godsend for
here.
me. And I saw that in the morning, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on a second." I was shocked, but also, I don't know if you saw my video. I was like, I'm not surprised. I think so many people call Daniel Ricciardo a PR merchant, but I think maybe somebody else could be labeled as one too.
I think that's a definite thing because what has Haas done?
Literally, what has Haas done? Couldn't
They
tell
went
you.
from they went from being like maybe a midfield team-ish to being the new Williams, which I hate saying that because Williams is like one of my favorite
We
teams.
love
But
Williams.
like, but Williams isn't the Williams anymore. We're back to Haas being the last place team. So
Yeah, I
that
think it
makes
was
me kind of sad.
time for an overhaul, I think, and I can't wait to see what happens with the new team principal because you've met him, right?
Yes, I met him in Miami last year. I was able to do like a grid walk and be able in the evenings when everybody's just like chilling. It was in between, I believe, Friday. It was definitely between Friday and Saturday because Saturday and Sunday everything shuts down early because qualifying's over.
Yeah,
And we had like a 15-minute talk. We were chit-chatting. Then he was saying how they were really looking forward to the upgrades because it was really going to be really good. He was praising Hulkenberg for his qualifying and that, I mean, I don't know if I should be telling people all this, but he was also saying that Hulkenberg realized that he needs to improve race day, and he was really concentrating on that last year, which is like good insight, good to know that he understands and he's not kind of in the cruise control where he's just like I'm here and I don't need to improve, and since he was brought back. So for
yeah.
me, I was like, oh, this is good. But then like the upgrades came and it was just like,
Oh no, we're back in
hello,
our slot
anybody home?
here.
Because that's not quit
Yeah.
following Ferrari, quit following Ferrari. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, they are the pipeline into Ferrari, so maybe they're like, you know what I mean? But
They have
Nico,
binoculars. They're
yeah,
looking.
I know that you said perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but just so you all know, this is what our podcast is going to be. Maybe a little bit of secret information sometimes that we really shouldn't say, but that's why
Or
we're
maybe
here,
we'll
right?
just, yeah, we'll drop the tidbits a little later so we don't get in trouble and they'll still talk
Absolutely.
to us.
Exactly.
Like last secret, we're like the Drive to Survive, but like better. We're dropping tidbits of information from last year that are actually real.
Exactly. That are actually real. Oh my God. So one thing about me is that I've only watched maybe 4 episodes of Drive to Survive. I'm a new Formula One fan, but I'm not into Drive to Survive because I can't do it. I can't do it.
This is
Cannot
why I
watch that
love
show.
you.
I seriously, like my flatmate, that's how she got me into F1 by making me watch a couple of episodes of that and maybe some YouTube videos on the side. And then I made this is going to sound horrible, mistake of reading Lauren Ash's Throttled. Um,
Oh.
and I was like, what's happening in this book? Eye twitching. And then I was like, I need to watch a race and see if it's actually like that, because I was telling my flatmate, I was like, I can't get into another sport because I simply don't have the capacity to love another sport, because when I become obsessed with sport, I am obsessed with it. And so she did rope me in a little bit. And yeah, I tried to watch the rest of Drive to Survive on my own after that, but I couldn't do it. It wasn't
No.
for me.
So I actually got into Formula One by dating a guy like 10 years ago. Very briefly. He wasn't a great guy. Obviously, I'm single. But he didn't like Lewis Hamilton. And I didn't know who Lewis Hamilton
The
was. But I grew
outrage.
up, I know. I grew up karting and I grew up like stock cars and auto body shop. So I was around racing. I understood racing, but he had so much disdain for Lewis Hamilton. I was like, I need to know why you hate him,
Yeah.
because how do you hate someone who is at that time in the up part of his career, right? He was like in the midst of everything. How do you hate him so much? And then I started doing research and learning about him. I was like, how do you hate him so much?
He's literally
Beat
a
the odds.
walking beam
Beat
of positivity, you know? Like, I don't know how you could hate someone like that. All I have to say is
it,
shame is free. And
right.
perhaps, I, no.
But it drove my passion to root for Lewis Hamilton. So I rooted for him and then I eventually stopped talking to him, but I kept following it like as a casual watcher. But during COVID, I watched Drive to Survive the first time, and then I kind of binge watched everything because like there was absolutely nothing to do. I was in
Oh,
LA where
yeah.
it was extreme lockdown for
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
don't know, a year and a half. And then I was like, no, I'm watching every race. I'm going to like root for Lewis, like he's going to beat Michael and all these things. And then like here we are. Here
Now
we
look at
freaking
us.
are.
Now look at us. And it's so funny that we've both come from two very different paths of getting into F1,
Hmm.
but we're still here. We're still getting along. Like, I don't understand the whole stigma around Drive to Survive fans, because I think that, yeah, if it gets people into the sport, stunning. I mean, neither of us have to like it, but that doesn't mean people who do are wrong, because I'm a firm believer in, it's like we said before, we're girls, but we're also people. Like, we're not
Yes.
inherently mean or anything like that. Yes, you're a fan. Come here, I'll teach you, you know? I mean, if
Right.
I was able to learn and develop into and know pretty much everything about the sport now, well, not everything, that's a ridiculous
I
statement,
mean,
but you know what I mean,
you
and
are a
know so
scientist. I
much
think it's
about it.
possible. You are a scientist. You have
No.
a big brain. You can learn it all.
I try my best, but that's the thing. Like, when you really immerse yourself in something, you realize everything about it. And I feel, why can't we let new fans do that? I really don't understand the stigma around people watching Drive to Survive.
I I agree. I feel like I think where the stigma mostly comes from is that their old fans are blaming the price hike on fans that aren't actual fans.
Yeah.
And I think like they're taking it out on just Drive to Survive people. Even in my comments, I still get, oh, Drive to Survive content creators. And I'm like, my comment is like, you obviously don't know who I am. And that's, I just leave it as that.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I say, you don't know, or what is that famous saying? Don't you know who I am? Yeah,
Ugh,
I've said that a few times in my comments because I'm just like,
and I love
it's
it.
always it's always a guy, sorry, but it's always a man putting down and oh, you're a woman and you like Drive to Survive. And speaking of that, how about the comment that girls only like Formula One because the boys are pretty,
I
but it's
can't see them with
like
their helmet on. I can't see them on the racetrack with their helmet on from like halfway up the Marina Grandstand. Like, come on. It's ridiculous. I
but they
hate
are
that
pretty.
statement. I mean, yeah,
But they are pretty.
they're pretty. I love them. I love hot men. What am I going to do? Lie about it? No. Okay.
I
Yes.
wouldn't be spending, I don't know, like 1,500. Well, actually, it's a lot more than that now. Like $5,000 for a weekend to watch men in helmets that are really hot.
Exactly. Like, why am I flying all the way to Abu Dhabi to go watch a race? You know, I got to be pulled in a little bit. And yeah, Charlotte Leclerc's pretty on the eyes.
Exactly.
I'm not complaining about it, okay? But I love the sport at the same time. Like, I love that high octane energy, the feeling that you get when you're at the racetrack, just being surrounded by all of it. It's a good feeling. And I wouldn't be waking up at like 1 a.m. on a Sunday so that I can watch a race when I start work at 6 o'clock in the morning if I just thought I was doing it because guys are hot.
Exactly. Exactly. You would watch the press conferences where they have their helmets off and just be like,
Exactly.
great.
This is all I need. Just them staring into each other's eyes. Thanks.
So how many times do we make this podcast? Like once a week,
Well, I'm
twice a
already
week?
having so much fun. So, I think if we're speaking of races, right? So
Yeah.
people have said that they want race recaps and they would really be enjoying that as part of our segment. So I think that, yeah, once a week, maybe more if we have some special episodes.
Yeah, I think that's good too, especially during the season, doing every race. And if you guys like our listeners, let us know. Let us know if you
Yes,
want more. Also, like drop in the comments like what you guys want us to talk about. If there's anything like that you've been thinking about that maybe isn't highlighted so much, let us know because sometimes we miss some things or sometimes we say something and don't talk about it enough, but that's
exactly.
very
And we're
rare.
only human, so we're building this podcast for you guys. I mean,
Exactly.
we're not just doing this so that everybody listens and is like, I don't really like what they're talking. No, we want you to be listening and be like, yes, I love these girls so much because they're just hitting the spot. We want to make this podcast perfect for you guys. So drop a comment, DM us, I don't know, whatever you want. Just let us know what you want.
Yeah, and if you love it, share it with people. Like, please, people that might like it, people that like might like Formula One, like pretty girls. I don't know, whatever.
Our
We're here.
aim is to make everybody a Formula One fan. By the end of it,
Exactly.
I'm going to be like Oprah Winfrey. You're a Formula One
You're
fan. You're a Formula One fan. We're all Formula One fans. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like
yes,
that.
yes.
And we love to
I
see
love
it.
that. I love that idea. And if we make it big enough, then we're gonna bring you guys in and we'll throw events
How
at
exciting
I
would
think
that
in
be?
Australia and Miami, like, and use our connections because if you're a fan and we can help you guys out to have more access and to kind of have a little insight into like our lives as content creators, that's what we want. We want to
Exactly.
give that to you
There's
and
no
share it.
gatekeeping.
So,
No gatekeeping over
exactly.
here. So
Yes.
everything is on the
Yes.
table.
And also, if you want to know tips, like DM us, we'll like DM you back. And like, if you need tips on like how to start doing things, and like Kimmy is killing it on TikTok. She's like growing so fast. And I am like watching
You're
her
killing
numbers
it
tick
on
up. And I'm just
Instagram.
like,
We're
I'm
both
like, yes,
killing it.
girl, yes.
I love it. And I love to
I
see
love it.
it. I love to see women be successful in motorsport because that's what we need right now. I love to see everybody be successful. I'm wishing everybody the utmost success. So if you're starting on
Yes.
your journey, boy, girl, whatever, message me, hit me up. Casey's also open to
Yeah.
being messaged. I mean, that's how we became friends. Because I was like,
Exactly.
hello, please help me.
And I
And
said,
yeah,
yes, definitely.
exactly.
And I
There's
say
so
the
many
tip
people.
exactly. And I will say the one tip that I gave Kim blah, I can't talk today, gave Kimmy was that use TikTok as fun and entertainment and use Instagram as like your business. And because the people that make decisions are on Instagram, and people that like admins and stuff are on TikTok, but like Zach Brown and all the people that make the big decisions that will get you in the door are all on Instagram. So just keep that in mind when you're making your content and kind of cater it accordingly. So that's
Exactly.
my little tip.
And we also got some really good insight from our next guest, who's going to be on episode
Yes,
2. And they let us know that, LinkedIn is also a really great feature to be using. Just every single social media that you can get yourself onto, do it, because it's all about the networking, and you won't find it all on
absolutely.
TikTok. So,
No,
yeah, expand your
but you will be
horizons.
stuck on TikTok forever looking
Oh,
at Kimmy's
absolutely.
videos.
You're gassing me up too much. I can't. My
No,
head
but
is going to
it's
be the
true.
size of my room
Sometimes,
soon.
like when I wake up every morning, I'm like, what happened? And I go straight to your TikTok.
When people say that to
Now
me,
you
it's
know.
such an
Now
honor.
you
It's
know.
such a freaking honor when people say that to me, because I'm just like, I love what I do. I mean, you've said it before, like I'm an IVF scientist, right? So I love my job. I get to wake up and help people every single day. But I also want to be having fun on the side as well. And I've always wanted to get into the content creation space. My first love, I've told you this before, is cricket. But the niche for that globally isn't as big as Formula One. So I have found even so many cricket fans through my Formula One niche. So now I get to do something that I love every single day when I wake up and go to work. And then I get to come home from work and connect with all these amazing people all over the world, because I'm doing something else that I really love. And it's so special, and it makes me happy every single
It's
day.
No, but it makes me so happy because, well, it makes you happy, but it makes me happy because I wake up and I have like a little laugh or chuckle, because a lot of times when you make your videos, it's what I'm thinking. It's literally what I'm thinking. And I'm just like, she's just like in my
I'm
freaking head.
living in all your heads.
Yes, and I feel like that you are so relatable and you say what everybody is thinking, and that's why you're growing, because a lot of people, and to me too, when I started, I was very like scared to say certain things, or scared to just be me, and you are you, and yeah,
But
I love it. And
absolutely,
that's
though,
why,
like, I think everybody, when they first start, is so scared to say what they really feel. But I found that people engage more with authentic content. And I'm not, like I said, I don't want to have this mask on when I'm online creating content and then not be that very same person in life. So I just think, yeah, that's why even your content reaches so many people, and so many people like, I love her, because you're also being real, like your Instagram
yeah.
side, you treat it as a business, but your TikTok, you and your robe, I love her. Her energy is unmatched, unrivaled.
I need a robe deal. That's a Restoration Hardware robe, and I need them to send me a new one because I wear it so much that in a year I'm like, okay, every Christmas, Restoration, please send me a robe and I will promote you. We'll put you a little logo on this
Exactly. We'll love to see it. Soon we'll be doing
podcast.
the podcast just in sleepwear.
Yes.
Don't ask any questions.
Imaginations only. So I want to jump into what I've been working on, because you pump out content all the time and I haven't been pumping out as much content, and that is
Because you're
because I've been
too
working
busy
on like a
doing.
super special project, actually like a couple things that are in the works. And I can say now that I have spoken with the production company and they are on board to create a like documentary. I'm going to be hosting about Lewis Hamilton's spirit and non-alcoholic spirit, and with my friend Antonio, who is the best Mexican chef that I've ever like come across.
Yeah.
He's from look, I got excited. He's working here in Miami at Gitano. If you guys haven't been, it's an
Yeah.
amazing Mexican restaurant, but we're going to create it like a 5-course tasting menu. I think that's where we are, a vegan tasting menu. and just talk about the culture of Formula One and he's a huge Checo fan, obviously, and talk
Love.
about
Ooh,
Mexico.
gotta bring out little Checo.
Yes,
Somebody gave me this
I
as a
love
Chris
it.
Kringle present, and I was like, you know what? Wrong driver, but I love it. But
Love
yes, so
it.
he's
Right?
obviously a big Checo fan. So love to
Yes.
hear it.
And so we're just working on putting this documentary together, hopefully get it out in the next couple months. And if you are in Miami and you are part of photography or cinematography and you're interested in getting involved, like DM me, let me know. I want to work with local people here in
Yes.
Miami. Diversity, if you're a woman, please DM me. Even if you are
Yes.
at a student going to film school at or some other school, let me know, because I want to bring in people who love Formula One, who understand what we're doing, and like just like create this incredible documentary and maybe get in front of Lewis and
I think it's such an amazing idea, and if you guys haven't seen the preview yet, well, Casey's posted like some snippets of on her TikTok of the meals, and they look insane. They look insanely good, and just like it was like a piece of art on the plate, and I was like, this is
he's
stunning. It's
okay, so he's just like me. I show up to Gaetano and he's like, I'm working on a few things, and he'll bring the plates out and he's like, oh, I just threw this together tonight because I knew you were coming and I wanted you to taste it. And it's those beautiful dishes that I'm posting. And I'm like, he's a genius. So he's planning, like his ultimate goal is to be a Michelin star chef. And
we're
like
manifesting that for him.
yeah, he's 100% there. And so when I pitched him this idea, because I was like, the universe says this has to happen,
Yeah,
and he was like, yes, let's do it, so
we love that.
I'll keep you guys posted.
I
It's a
can't
lot of
wait. It's
work.
gonna work out. It
um
has to work out. There's just no other way.
and then I'm working, like I have been working on like a TV show idea, and that's why I started creating content, actually, but I'll get into that later because I'm talking to a few people and everything is looking good. So
We
it's
just love it
it's
so
it
much.
it's like I'm making this content and we're making this podcast, and you just DM me,
Yes, I was gonna
make
say
a
that
video,
exact
make a
thing.
video,
Look at
make a
this
video.
woman and the her big ass brain and how she's using all of this stuff. You don't want to get advice from her? Come on, use your brain. Please reach out because I think you were saying something about Haas too, right? If people are
Yeah,
engineers or
so I am, fingers crossed, manifesting that, and we're going to put this out there so then he can't back out. But he has said that we have a Haas engineer. I won't mention his name, but he said, yeah, I'll do your podcast.
how exciting. See, guys, you
Yeah,
want to be listening to us. You want to be where it's at.
yes. And if you want to be on our podcast and you are in Formula One, DM us. We're
Exactly.
friendly. We don't bite.
Often.
That often, or did you say often?
I said often. Yeah, that often. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
so
definitely
yeah,
reach
it's
out
true.
because,
Yeah.
again, just hammering home that point. We're happy to help. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, that's what I've been working on. My brain is like, I'm writing like all these scripts and all these, I don't even know what they're called, documents that I've never written because I don't come from like the script writing and that type of
Yeah.
world. So it's a lot of overwhelming stuff. But the fact that I'm bringing Formula One and like charity and documentary and all the stuff that I love, because I pretty much only watch documentaries.
Hmm.
It's been pretty exciting. And yes, you will be a part of a documentary at some point because this is going to work and we're going to continue. And then we'll probably just turn this podcast into a traveling documentary. And then you can part-time create babies.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Don't, because, I'd pack my bags and go right now. But no, I can't wait. Your success. I'm so ready for it. Our
Our
success.
success.
Yes.
Our success. Our
Yes.
success.
I've never been so excited to do something in my life, you know. And I know this is only our first episode and we sound like we're making all these big promises, but we will make it happen. It's all happening. And like we said, we've already
Exactly.
had one amazing guest on the podcast. We're just saving
Exactly.
it. And there's going to be so many more. And I just can't wait.
I'm so excited. I am so excited we're doing this. Every day I wake up and I'm just like, this is real life. Like I was manifesting this years ago and it's happening.
Now
And
it's
I
here.
actually tried to talk to a friend. I was like, hey, would you be interested in doing a podcast with me about Formula One? And they were like, maybe, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, you're not interested. And I tried to do it on my own and it was
Yeah,
so
no.
boring. And I had to listen to my voice over just my voice. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to push it away, even though people were like, you should probably keep doing that. I was like, it's not the right time. I don't feel that it's the right time. So, like, obviously,
The
everything
way the
happens in the right
universe
time, guys.
works. The way the
Yeah.
universe works. We love to hear it. But also,
And
I was going to say, no, you go first because I was going to switch to something completely different.
yeah, I was going to say, in the way the universe works, Charles Leclerc had the longest contract ever with Ferrari and he just re-signed. And I think that's a good segue to talk about it because you are a huge Charles fan. So
I
how do you
am.
feel?
Yeah,
How do you feel he's staying at
I
Ferrari?
love,
Obviously, we
I
knew that,
mean,
but
I think a lot of people have started speaking about, I think they don't realize how much he loves Ferrari and how much Ferrari loves him back. And I think people just look at race day decisions and think, oh my God, like he's going to need a therapist and blah.
yes,
In
he
my
does
humble
need a
opinion,
therapist.
he does need a therapist for all the trauma that he's been through. But I think that if he loves it. He loves building with the team. He loves being there. I don't see him anywhere else. And so him re-signing with Ferrari, like I said, I knew it was coming. And I'm so happy about it because I know that they can do and be a great team for him. They just need to iron out whatever kinks are going on right now because he deserves a championship with Ferrari. I know it's coming for him and it's going to happen. And I'm just so proud of him. And yeah, I feel like when I saw the news, I was like, yes, well, it wouldn't have gone any other way. I just can't see him at any other team. Maybe Mercedes with Lewis because I'm a 60 and
Mhm.
44 girly. But I think that the
Yeah.
tension would be too high.
I think I don't yeah, I just feel like he doesn't belong anywhere else. Like that's his home. It would be weird seeing him in a different race suit and a different car. It would
Oh,
just not my
absolutely.
brain would not process. You know, when you see something that's super strange, you're just like, my brain can't process this. What's
Exactly.
going on?
That's not
When
right.
you see it,
That's not right
yeah,
at all. And I know we all bleed red, but he bleeds Ferrari red.
needs
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like just the love that all Italian men have for him. And I mean, obviously the Italian gals, but
Yeah.
everybody loves Charles Leclerc. There's not one
Yes.
person who hates Charles Leclerc that
Like
I
I
can think of.
Right. Like I am not like a Ferrari fan, but I am a Charles fan because I just want this kid to do good. I just
He
want
deserves
things
it.
to work out for him.
Exactly. Like, if I could
20
manifest anything for him, it would be the success that he
that's
deserves.
right. Because I mean, last season was better, but what was it? 20, what year are we in? Jesus. 2022 was such a horrible season. Like you couldn't write a script that
You
had his
really couldn't.
storyline and people be like, oh yeah, that's believable.
It was
Everybody'd be like,
insane.
nah,
It was an
nah.
insane year. I feel so bad for him for so many things, like crashing on the formation lap.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh my God.
How does somebody get that unlucky? Like when he was like, I am so unlucky. I was like, yeah, you are. I've never seen somebody
So,
have this much misfortune.
so speaking of his misfortune, last year when he crashed in Ferrari, I mean, he crashed in Miami, and he crashed during practice and qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. I was
Can't remember
in,
off the top of my head.
I know he crashed twice. I don't remember which practice session, but I was in that corner where he crashed, the marina area. And he crashed during qualifying. The car came directly towards me and
Yeah.
like spun around and hit the wall. And then he climbed out and everybody's like cheering, like yelling his name. And he just kept his head down and like got to the scooter and like got away so quickly, and I was like,
A
oh my God, you
heartbreak.
poor soul. You
Yeah.
poor soul.
Because he just, and you can just see how dejected he is. It's the
Hmm.
worst. I would love to have
I
him on our
know.
podcast. I would so like
Uh,
him and Lando, we could give them a therapy session each, you know? Because Lando,
yes.
he's been having a hard time as well.
Yeah,
Like,
but he did sign that contract. So
yeah,
he
so,
is
oh,
like a
yes,
McLaren
exactly.
lifer. McLaren lifer.
Exactly. Both of them the
How
same. And I was saying like Helmut Marko is somewhere like just holding himself in a corner being like, when will it be my turn?
I know. I
Honestly.
was thinking the same thing. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, Max is crying somewhere playing a video game.
I wonder what the dynamic of like Max and Lando as teammates would be because Lando is so, we've spoken about this before, but he's just so, when he gets in his mind, he becomes like this negative person. And I just think Max would just not care. Whereas
And I,
when Carlos was around and Carlos would really bring him up, like be like, come on, Lando, stop saying that stuff about yourself. Whereas Max would be like,
right.
that's not
Max,
my problem.
Max would be like, like, this is good for me. He's definitely not, I'm definitely winning.
Yeah. And then he'll be like, remember that time that you said, I'm not your best friend? Well, now look, I don't care. I think that's the exact dynamic that would happen there. Like, because Max is there to win. He's cutthroat. That young
And he
man.
doesn't care. He
He
doesn't
doesn't.
care. And I think that that comes from his dad. Like that's just
Oh,
ingrained
yeah.
into the Red Bull. And thank you, Red Bull, for giving me lots of access in 2023. But that's ingrained in their culture. Like they are cutthroat. And just like that second seat when you look at Albon, Gasly, now Checo, like
I
they
don't know
don't
if you saw it
care.
the other day, but they posted this photo and it was Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon, and Daniel Kvyat, and then Max Verstappen at the top. And it was like this photo that they'd
My
taken
God.
at a national park, I think. And I was like, the audacity of them to post this, like, nothing against Red Bull. They're obviously just a win-making machine.
Right.
But I was like, the audacity to post this photo of like three people that you've like just axed for this guy up here. Like I was like, I found it hilarious. Go and look at their Instagram and
I'm gonna
please,
have to
everybody
look at
needs to
that.
go and look at that photo.
I try not to look at their Instagram too much. I am, if I'm honest.
Fair enough.
It just brings back energy from 2021. I'm just like,
I
even though you gave
thank
me access and I'm
the
so
universe.
grateful, I'm just like,
Yeah, I thank the universe every day. I was not around for 2020. I knew what happened, and I think that's what really drove me to get into Formula One because I spoke to my flatmate the next morning and I was like, what is this? What just happened to my man? Because I had seen Lewis Hamilton at the Met Gala and I was like, I think I'm obsessed with him. Um, because of number one, the way he was dressed. People make so much fun of that outfit, but I think it was stunning. And number two,
oh my
for
God,
bringing Black creators to the Met Gala, stunning, stunning.
this is
Because no one
this
else will give
this
them the
is
platform. He's doing what needs to be done. And then I was like, I think I love this man. And then Abu Dhabi 2021 happened, and I still see comments till this day being like, you guys need to get over it. I won't. And I wasn't even around for
never,
it. So,
never, never. Like we, how do you get over something that was so wrong?
so
Like
wrong.
that's like even Lando and Christian and every commentator almost has had a slip up and said Lewis 8-time world champion. Like
Eight
how do
times, baby.
you I'm like how if Christian can't get over the fact that he stole it, it was stolen from him because he still clearly thinks that Lewis deserves it.
Exactly.
Um but there's always a silver lining to everything because had Lewis won, he would have retired. I
Oh,
truly believe in my heart he
absolutely.
would have retired.
A
That's why he
hundred
has
percent.
a Mave. That's why he has Mission 44. That's why he was doing the gala thing with all these
Exactly.
creators. And I truly believe that was about to be an incubator for,
His post F1
like,
career.
right. And because that happened, I think that kind of probably took like a back seat. But also, we have F1 Academy now. And I don't,
Exactly.
Listen, I don't want to say Lewis makes everything happen and brings this to our life, but I don't think that we would have F1 Academy if Lewis wasn't still in Formula One. I genuinely don't. I think there might be something similar, but I don't think it would be at the level and there wouldn't be this
Absolutely.
push behind it.
And
So,
he's just such an
again,
advocate for it, and I love to see it. When him and George were the only two people to go and see the F1 Academy drivers, I was like, you've got to be
yes.
kidding. You've got to be joking.
And Coda, I was there.
Yeah.
I got to watch them, and then I was actually trying to see where Lewis was. And then I
What is
saw
that?
some social media, like, I know. And then he was like with the F1 Academy girls. And I was like, that's what I get for trying to hang out with the guys. I should have been hanging out with the girls.
Amen.
Yes. Yeah, he's wonderful. That's why I fell in
I
love with
can't
him.
wait to
I
meet
mean,
him
he's
one day.
beautiful. I know. He's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. He's a good driver, but his advocacy is what made me actually be like, oh, we could
Absolutely
be
the
a
same.
couple, I think.
I love that about him because I just think that, so many people like to talk about it, but he actually actions it. And
Yeah.
he's not a performative activist, even though people like to label him
Hmm.
as that, which I kind
Yeah.
of think to myself, are you blind? Do you have eyes that see? Because performance, where he's going out and doing it. So I don't know what they're on, but for myself, I can see the change that he's trying to make in the world and how he's trying to inspire people. And I love that about him. And I just think
Absolutely.
there's not very
That's
many
what
people like him. And when he
I
called out Ferrari, being like, you seen anybody of color there? Because I haven't. And I was like,
that is true.
facts, facts. Charles Leclerc is
Yes.
staring at me from behind me, being like, I can hear what you're saying about my team, but it needs to change.
Yes, he is been such an advocate, and I am just waiting for the day that he steps out of Formula One and sees what actually he does for the world. Because I've said that I made a video of this years ago, last year, content world, seems like years ago. That at the end of the day, when, he passes 100 years from now, it's going to be an F1 driver is going to be at the bottom. It's going to list everything that he has done for communities around the world. And he happened to be a Formula One, like the best Formula One driver in history. Because I just see it. You see it. You're right. It's not performative. And when he steps away, it's going to be absolutely like full on, like he probably has so many ideas that he wants to create that he can't, that he's just like waiting for that moment to create it. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, I know we talked a lot about Lewis Hamilton, but we're both Lewis Hamilton girls, so
Exactly. There's going
you
to be
might
a
have to
lot
get
of
used to
that. Yeah. And you know what? No regrets.
it.
And
That's
I do
right.
it again
And again and
and
again.
again.
But
Yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on Carlos not signing the contract. Do you have any feelings about that?
Oh, absolutely, I do. And I want to preface this by saying that I have nothing against Carlos Sainz. I know there's like a mad beef on the timeline about Carlos and Charles. And oh my God, like sometimes when I log onto Twitter, I'm just like, do people realize that they're both human
X. It's
beings?
X.
Literally. Oh
It's
yeah,
X.
X. Sorry, Elon. I apologize. But I'm like, do people realize that they're both human beings? Because everybody has feelings, and I think we all need to remember that sometimes. I still am a fangirl, but I was once a One Direction fangirl, so I know how intense it can get. And back in my day, I used to be a menace on the internet. So don't try and cancel me because I'm going to cancel myself first, right? Because I've said some things on the internet that I've regretted, but I've learned from it and I've come out a brand new person, which is why when I see this happening now, I'm like, guys, you're going to regret saying all this stuff in a couple of years, right? So with Carlos, respect him, but I don't think Ferrari is the right place for him because, well, it's Charles Leclerc's team. It's Charles Leclerc's team. And Italy loves him. Ferrari loves him. I hate to put it any other way, but he is the golden boy. And I think that because of his dad's ties with Audi, maybe until 2026 he'll re-sign, but then he's hightailing it out of there to go drive for Audi. That's what I think is going to happen. And Yeah. And his dad, his parents need to just maybe calm down a little bit. But his dad saying that, you know, like, I've already spoken with Audi. And I'm like, should you be saying this? Should you be opening your mouth right now? Like,
Listen, he's just as unhinged as us, and so I
yeah.
kind of appreciate it. But I always said that that Carlos needed to leave Ferrari. I was like,
Oh, absolutely.
and you might hate me saying this, but I think that Carlos is a better driver
I don't hate you
than
saying that at all because
Charles.
I do respect Carlos as a driver
Um,
wholeheartedly. But, you know,
I I feel like his race intelligence while the race is going on, his ability to process everything that's happening and make decisions is one of the best on the grid. I
yeah,
would say it's probably up there with Alonso is amazing at this. Obviously, Lewis is. I guess Max is, but he's always in the front, so I don't think he has to make too many decisions. But it's his level of like intelligence to understand everything is incredible. But again, it is Ferrari, it is Charles. Charles is Ferrari, and he's never going to get the opportunity
yep, to
that
be
I
the
think
driver
he
that he is.
deserves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said,
And
I think he's great, but Ferrari's not the right place for him.
no. And when they announced Audi, I was like, Carlos needs to go to Audi,
Yeah,
obviously. So when his dad said he already talked to it, I'm like, talk to them. I'm like, I was actually like, thank you for sharing that because it was stressing me out that there wasn't talks going on, but there
exactly.
was. And I don't know that either driver that, what is it called? Stake now. Uh, Stake Formula One team. I don't think either driver will be there. Like I love Bottas, but I'm not sure that he'll stay. And I don't think Joe will be there either. I think it's a perfect place for Carlos and maybe like a new somebody that we isn't even on the top of our head right now. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be Pato because I like Pato. I
I
don't know.
really like
Pato
him too, and
Award.
I
Yeah.
don't watch Formula E.
IndyCar.
Yeah, IndyCar, sorry.
IndyCar.
Yeah, I don't watch IndyCar, but even I'm like, okay, I like his vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
He's hilarious. He would be like outside of Formula One drivers, he would be the number one driver that I would want on here because he is so
I reckon he matches our energy.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yes. And
100%.
he's a big
Pato, if you're
foodie.
listening, hit us up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I love that he could go to Audi. I just wonder what's gonna happen with that. What is it, like 2 years in between or year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
What year, 1 year in between, whatever it is. And I don't know, are they gonna renew or are they just gonna
I think
bring
they
someone
will. I
else
definitely
in?
think they will renew it, but for how long is the question? And I mean,
I
I was going to say,
I
why is
mean,
it taking it so long?
here's my thought, and this is my hot take on the situation. I think Ferrari wants to sign him for longer than what Carlos wants because Carlos wants to go to Audi and he's
Yeah.
probably gonna get a way better deal. And
Ooh,
that's what's holding it up.
that
That's
is
my
a hot
opinion.
take. I haven't heard that one before. So, but I
Yeah,
see
that's
it.
what I
I see
think.
it. That definitely makes a lot of sense. Because I mean, obviously, his dad is in motorsports as well. So, you
Hmm.
know, he's getting all this insight from so many avenues. So I think, yeah, what's going to happen? I
And
don't
it's
know.
such a good opportunity for him to like take this team and just like go with it, like nobody
Absolutely.
knows how good they're going to be. They don't have
Exactly.
a history
That's
right
what I'm
now.
worried
Like,
about, that he's going to get a stinker of a car and then
I
not be able to show the
mean,
potential. And I don't
everybody's going to
know.
talk shit like they did
Yeah,
Lewis. Lewis
exactly.
lost his edge.
Uh, when they said that him going from McLaren to Mercedes was like going from Manchester United to West Ham, well, West Ham ended up being Manchester City. So, you know,
And
I don't know.
I have to,
Do you watch
I
football?
have no idea what you're talking about, but I just assume that one team was really shit and then they just turned it on the next year and everybody was like, ha, fuck off.
Yeah. So, you know. Champions. I mean, I'm a Manchester United
Exactly.
fan, so I'm not talking smack about my team, but they are doing pretty garbage at the moment. So don't, if you're
Is
gonna start to watch the English Premier League, don't go for Manchester United until we start winning again.
is that who? Is that who David Beckham played
Yes,
with?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, look
Thank
at
you,
you.
Netflix documentary.
I mean, I was gonna say, did you watch the David and Victoria documentary? I love that.
I'm a Spice Girl fan. That is my
An
time, you know.
icon.
You were yes.
No, I loved the
You were a
Spice
little
Girls.
baby.
I had so much Spice Girls merch, actually. I had like these, those like platform sandals, and they were like Spice Girl
Yes.
ones, and I used to wear them all around the house, like me as like a 4-year-old being like, I'm a Spice Girl.
Can we get those mom and dad, if you're watching, if you dig up any content, please drop it in my box, my
No, don't
DMs, not
expose
hers,
me.
because she won't share.
Don't expose me. No, I have a problem, and I don't care about posting really embarrassing photos of myself on the internet because I just think, well, we all have them, so whatevs.
Exactly. Well, I will say that I am so glad that my party days and partying here in Miami, because I lived in Miami all through my 20s, we didn't have social media until the end of those days. And then it was like Facebook posts, like
Oh my
check in.
God,
Do you
the
remember the
Facebook
check
post.
in?
Yeah.
Check in at Live, check in at I don't even know, Rock Bar and Mo
Yeah.
Hut, all these places. It was just like a list if you go back. It's just me checking in every place at night. And it's just like, oh wow,
And then like the
that's
digital
cute.
camera selfies. Yeah, bring it back, I say.
I mean, they have brought back the digital cameras. I see
Exactly.
these
They're
young people
very,
out here with a digital camera. I'm like, what are you doing? We
it's
live for
trend
the day.
cycling is
Like, this
so
is
hilarious.
everything.
Literally. Trend cycling is just amazing. It's when you see it come back, you're like, wow, I
It
can't
is
believe
true
that.
because I'm reliving my high school days with the wide leg jeans and that's all me and the digital camera or like the Polaroid cameras are
Oh
now.
my
I'm
God,
seeing
yeah.
people use
I'm a
Polaroids.
big
That
film camera girly.
yeah, I love it. I love that it makes me feel not so old. It's cool.
No. And you're not old at all. You're not some senior citizen rolling around
I
on a
mean,
trolley.
but Lewis, I am like a little bit older than you, and I know you like older ladies. I'm just kidding.
Listen, listen, listen. We've spoken about this before. You know how you said that I love Charles Leclerc. I do. And
Yes.
one thing I really love about him is his competitive side. But Charles Leclerc, I'll have you know that I beat you at a race in 1997 because I came out of the womb 6 months before you. So you don't win all races. And yeah, I would love to tell him that and see his reaction because he
We
wants
have
to
to
be a
make it
winner. He
happen.
has to be a winner all the time. And that's one race I've won against him. I will never win another, but at least I won one.
I mean, his bad luck, you could probably win some races. Not driving a
I
Formula
don't
One
know.
car
My
because
neck,
I
my
don't even
neck
know.
isn't very strong. Like I sleep wrong, and I'm like, oh my God, for the next 2 weeks. So I don't know if I'll be able to handle that helmet on my head.
Yeah, I feel like you could win other races. Maybe a bike race. How good are you at biking? Wait, I should ask. Cricket,
Like
cricket. You
riding
could
a
beat
bike.
him at cricket. You could beat him at cricket.
Who was it
Yeah.
that was around when they were doing that at Silverstone and they were all trying to like they were like kind of playing a little bit of cricket and I can't remember who was trying to
Hmm.
coach. I think it was
I
Daniel
don't
Ricciardo
remember.
being like, "Yeah, you got to
Probably.
hit it like this," and then it went to his turn and he just flopped. And I was like, "Daniel, you're letting us down." Maybe if you
I
get some
wonder
lessons
if
from Oscar
yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe Oscar. Maybe we should like actually we kind of talked about that. I don't wanna let anything out. We
Something
talked about a
slip.
little cricket
Yeah.
on our special guest episode. So you have to tune in
You'll
to
have to
hear
wait for
about
that
that.
one to hear about our great ideas.
Yes.
'Cause, we
So
have a lot
let's
of
jump
them.
into let's jump into the most infamous team name
Oh my
since I can
God. I know
remember.
exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what we're going to talk about. Oh,
I thought steak was bad, which
it's
I want
so
to give them
bad.
credit. I wanted to give them credit. They did have like this longer kick steak, blah 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 da, 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 that I didn't even understand.
Yeah,
So they changed it to just be steak, which I guess I'll
whatever.
always be hungry for some meat
I'll always
when I
imagine them on
say
the grill.
you're Formula One.
Just Joe and Bottas, like just two steaks on a
Really?
barbecue. I mean, I hope they
Oh
cook
my God. Oh
on
my
track. I hope that, the car cooks this year. Steak.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're cooking.
Yeah. Yeah,
2024, we're cooking. That's their
exactly.
tagline.
That should be their tagline. We'll give you that one for
Yeah,
free, steak. So, if you use
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Just tag us,
Yeah,
please tag us.
exactly.
This is the new pod. We need all the marketing possible. Thanks.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I know what we're getting into next.
Cash App,
VCarb.
VCAB,
VCarb.
yes. VCAB, VCARB, VCAR,
Who knows
like
at this point?
Visa, Cash App. I actually had to write it down. Visa, Cash App.
Is it Red Bull or
No,
Racing Bulls? Nobody knows.
or an RB. Or is it just RB?
I don't know. That's the thing. Where's the clarification? Because we're all just assuming that it's Racing Bulls or Red Bull, but
Red
no
Bull.
one knows. They haven't told us. They're just like, it's Visa, Cash App, RB. What? What does that mean?
And I think they did it that way to create buzz,
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
though they didn't need it because it's so bad that it
They really
the
didn't need
the
it.
the memes wrote themselves. Like you
Exactly.
didn't have to do anything. And the logo, thoughts on the logo?
Yeah. It looks like a bank ad. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
I feel like if I put that into an AI generator, it would give me something almost exactly like that. And that's no shade to whoever created
Oh,
this.
absolutely not.
If a real person created this, because I'm not putting it past Red Bull to use AI. I'm really not. I
Everybody's doing
understand
it.
that I mean, yeah. Um, but it's just not a good. I don't know that it could have looked good, but it's just not good. The
I don't really
name,
like it. Yeah, I agree
everything,
with you.
V carb, V whatever.
Whatever. Just
The
Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, I feel bad for you, my guys. Like,
Yeah,
I want to know what their reactions were when they heard the new name. Like, if I know an Australian guy, then his reaction would have been like pissing himself laughing. Just
yeah.
like,
I feel like Yuki would be like quiet about it and just be
yeah,
like, okay. And
yeah,
then
it is what it is. You've got to be
Daniel would have
joking.
made some ridiculous joke. And I
Yeah,
wish that they would have recorded
their
him.
reaction.
Yeah, because it would have been
I
amazing.
don't think they would want to out themselves like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
humor. We got to laugh
I
at
mean,
ourselves
he's a
sometimes.
funny guy.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's just him. We got to love him for it.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to make a lot of jokes this season about the name. I think
Oh,
he is going to
absolutely.
come up with his own nicknames and they're just going to evolve throughout the season. And we're just going to have like a evolution of him, like TikTok videos and Instagram reels of like him just making jokes about the whole team and the name.
I can't
But
wait.
if
I,
they
for one, am
are,
ready
yeah, but if the
because
car is as good as a Red Bull, then why not?
then no one's going to be laughing. We're going to be like, yeah, I mean, we'll be
Yeah.
laughing with them, not at them like we currently
Yes.
are.
And now I want to ask you just quickly, what was your feelings when you heard about Daniel Piastri,
Oh my God.
Alpine, Zach Brown? Just like a quick, what was your first reaction?
I was so sad. Like that's the only way to put it. Like I was just really sad for Daniel. And I was angry at Oscar and there was no reason for me to be angry at him, but I was just like this all happened. Actually, no, I wasn't angry at Oscar. I just didn't like him. Um I was angry at Zach Brown because I was like, what is happening here? And
Yeah.
I speak about this in our next episode, but I love Oscar Piastri, so please don't take what I said. It's like I did maybe not like him, but now I love him. And I just think that everything happens for a reason. And at the time, yeah, of course, I was super sad about Daniel and what happened to him because I just love him and you hate to see the light leave somebody's eyes like that. But he's clearly happy now. So, yeah. What about you? What did you think of
Again,
it?
silver lining, I was angry. I was angry. I was a Zach Brown fan, then I wasn't a Zach Brown fan. But I also say I was one of the people that said Daniel would never come back to Formula One. He would just be like Red Bull's promo guy. But because of Nick DeVries, who I was like rooting for failed miserably,
Yeah,
everything just worked out. And there in the end, guys, is the silver lining. Like, your direction isn't straightforward. It takes so many different directions, and you
absolutely.
just have to be grateful for the opportunities, and better things will come.
Absolutely.
So,
And I know that we both disagree on this topic, but I think Daniel is coming for Checo's seat. Oopsie.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It depends on how he
Anything is possible at
performs.
this point. Like we
My
said,
point, yeah,
the script is
yeah, that's
just
good.
so
Just
insane.
and they've thrown out everything because Checo shouldn't be there. Like, if Red Bull would have followed their script, Checo would have been gone. They just didn't have anybody to really replace him that they thought had potential.
Yeah.
And they also didn't need a second seat to win the Constructors' Championship last year.
I need Liam Lawson at Visa Cash App Racing Bulls and Daniel Ricciardo at Red Bull. That's what I need.
I like that, but I feel like they just might throw Liam into the
Into the
Red Bull
seat. But
seat
that's just gonna have
because
they learned
because
nothing? Have they learned
they don't.
nothing?
They're no, they haven't. They haven't. Look how good Alex is, and they've let him go, and now he's there. But it would not surprise me if they buy out Alex's contract and put him in the Red Bull again. That would not surprise me either
But I
because
want to see
Alex is
Alex
still
in the
racing with Red
Ferrari.
Bull.
I want to see Alex in the Ferrari seat.
I don't think my brain can compute Alex in a Ferrari. But
Right?
that's a great
You would,
idea. But like,
yeah.
I've never processed. My brain has not processed that.
Yeah. I
That I'm
think
gonna have to think on that one.
Alex doesn't need to go back to Red Bull where they mistreated him already. Go to
It's true.
Ferrari. Try something
It's
new.
true. But yeah, I agree. But I don't. I just feel like he still has a Red Bull logo on his
Well, that's
gear.
like the
So
Thai Red Bull, though. It's completely different
yeah.
entities. So,
Mm, I do agree, but like, Red Bull is
yeah,
Red Bull.
he's still sporting their logo, like,
Yeah.
kinda. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I want Liam back in Formula One. I don't want Alex at Ferrari immediately. I think that he still needs car development with Williams. So I need Alex to Ferrari, and I need Liam Lawson back in Formula One, and I need Daniel Ricciardo in a good car. And that's just everything that I currently want. So I don't know about you, but yeah. Alex to Ferrari, but only after a couple of years of doing development with Williams and just making sure that, they as a team are slaying, because currently he's doing so well with them. And I love the direction that him and James Giles are going in. And I think it's working really, really well. Get his confidence back up.
Yes.
And then Ferrari.
Okay, I can get down with that because I think James is leading this Williams team to be another top tier team. The progress has been amazing, even with only one driver really making a dent. Sorry, Logan, I love you,
We
but
do. We love Williams a lot.
it
We
is.
have some friends at Williams, so we love them.
And yes, we love everyone that I've ever met at Williams. Like, hands down, guys,
You're
Williams
the
are the
best.
coolest people to hang out
We love
with.
them.
Hands down. Hands down. Like, I've never had more fun at an F1 race,
And they're just so
after an F1
kind. They
race,
were just
after
so
everything.
lovely.
Yes.
So yeah, Williams, we
Yeah.
love you.
So in case you guys are wondering, they're the best. But I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect for him to be there, for him to develop this car. And Williams got a gift. Williams got a gift. Like, Red Bull gave Williams a gift. Maybe that's the way I should say. But I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to see what happens if Logan stays in Formula One,
Yeah.
if Logan gets kicked out, like,
My
what's
thoughts on
happening with that? Because I
Logan.
was shocked that they kept him.
I
They
was really
kept
shocked
him.
that
And
they kept him as well.
I was like, yeah,
I
there you
was like,
go. Yeah.
you didn't want Mick Schumacher, but you'll have him? Because like
I think
he's
it's
shunted.
sponsorship.
Yeah. The shunt value that has come from Logan in comparison to Mick is actually higher. I believe so. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all about the sponsorships, I guess. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think their majority owner is a like hedge fund or private equity group or something like that here based in the US. So I think I think it might be part of like, hey, give them another year. That's what I'm saying. But Logan, we're giving you 1 year more.
one. You get one
I
chance.
didn't even give you another year.
Yeah.
I didn't even give you another year. And you grew up like down the street from where I am right now. But I was just like, listen, I rooted for you. I hyped you up and you broke my heart. I can't take that many heartbreaks. I have Mercedes heartbreak and you heartbreak.
Yeah,
What do you guys have to like not break my heart this year? So
exactly.
I'm rooting for both. But I'm not sure if he'll stay through the whole entire season.
We'll see what
But
happens.
now that we're talking about this, let's talk about our race
You took the
predictions
words out of my
for
mouth. I was
this
like,
season.
as we reach the
Before we
end of
wrap
our
up,
episode, we're on the same wavelength.
yes.
I was like, so as we reach the end, let's do our race predictions, like what season predictions, sorry. Because
Yes.
what's going to
Top
happen?
top three drivers.
I think it goes without saying.
P3.
Mm,
P3. Let's
P3.
build up. P3.
Charles Leclerc.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri.
Ooh. Oh,
Like
now
that
I
one.
want
That's
to
a hot
change
take.
my answer. No,
No, you can't.
I
I'm holding you
can't
to
do it. I
it.
already said it. No. Okay. I like that. I
P2?
really, really like Oscar in the top 3. P2,
Yes.
Max Verstappen.
Me too. Me too.
I love this. I love this.
Wait, do you see why? Like we're across on the other sides of the world, but our brains
They're
are
wired the
connecting.
same. And
Exactly.
P1, I think we all.
P1?
Sir Lewis
Mr.
Hamilton.
Hamilton?
Yeah. Sir Lewis Hamilton. I need it. I need for him to have
Yes.
a good
Yeah.
season. Mercedes. Put
Yes.
some juice in
Yes.
that W15, please.
Please, please, if you need some help, like we're free of charge.
Exactly.
She's a scientist.
Please. I'm a
I have lots
formulation
of great
scientist
ideas.
too, so I don't know what I could help with, but maybe I can help with something. Something.
I mean, I can root you guys on. I don't know. I'll think outside the box. Do
Exactly.
something.
Any opportunity, please, to even just get a glance at Mr. Hamilton.
And let's do our constructors championship. P1. Or, I mean, let's do backwards. P3.
McLaren. Does that work? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yes.
It could be.
McLaren. I reckon they're going to cook.
I say Red Bull.
Ooh. But they've been developing the cars since last year, but we don't know how that's going to go for them. So.
I think Checo's going to continue to fall down the pitfalls of hell. And so if Lewis wins the championship and Piastri's P3, then I think
the
Red
math
Bull
is
will be
mathing.
P3.
Yeah. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down and I like it. I like it a lot.
P2.
P2, Ferrari.
That fits you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I say Mercedes.
Okay. Who's going to be P1?
McLaren.
Their car development has been insane. And you know how they're in their reputation era now. Slay.
Yes.
What will we see? What will we see from it? Because it can't be a flop after you pull a stunt like that.
Yeah. No.
It can't be a flop.
And that's why I personally think that P3 and P4 will be McLaren drivers in the championship. And I think them being in that place will put them in P1 and
In the constructors. It's about time.
Where my brain is.
I mean, it's about time.
I know.
Obviously think that, it's going to be a Mercedes because I'm a Mercedes girl. But,
yes.
yeah, I would love to see it. And they're part of the Mercedes family. And they're part of the Mercedes family, so whatever.
I would love to see Mercedes P1, but I think even Lewis would appreciate seeing McLaren P1 and the Constructors Championship.
Yeah, because he has such a long-standing tie with them, right? So exactly. They're his family too. And if it's going to make Lewis happy, then it makes me happy.
Absolutely. So we have one more thing that we're going to do in this episode, and that is we are going to let you guys know our 5 dream guests.
Yes.
And once we have all of these guests on our show. We will have
We'll
said
tick
we've
them
made
off.
it. We've made it.
We'll come back to this
Yeah,
episode. We'll
but we've
circle back and
we
we'll be like, check,
yes,
check, check.
but we'll also be completely
Oh,
unhinged once we
absolutely.
reach all the drivers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's start. Actually, I thought about this and I might have changed my numbers. But let's just jump in to number 5.
Okay, I'm putting him down the list because there's other people that I would like above him. But Lando Norris, because I just need to give him a pep talk. I got to sit him down and be like, stop doing that. Okay? Just because sometimes
I'm
I
here for
laugh
it.
at you on the
Yes.
internet doesn't mean I hate you. Okay? So stop acting like a fool, like you're gonna win. It's coming. Relax. Relax. Bring in
Yes.
positivity.
Yes. For me, it's Nicole Piastri.
Yeah.
I want
We've got big
she
plans for you,
has to come.
Nicole. We've got big
Yes,
plans
yes,
for you.
yes. We're already like manifesting them.
Exactly.
So that's why she's my number 5.
I'd put
And
her at number 4. So I'm moving her up. She's
so
above
yours?
Lando. All these
Yeah,
Piastris
yeah, yeah.
coming before Lando. No.
I feel like we're turning into a McLaren
I
team.
know. What is going
Even
on?
though we're
What is happening?
because my P or my P4, look, I'm just using lingo. My 4 is Zach Brown.
What have we become?
Number 1, I kind of think it would be fun to interrogate him and just give him
Oh,
a hard time
absolutely.
about what he did, even though we're like McLaren fans and I personally appreciate that he follows me on Instagram. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.
Love.
Um, please follow Kimmy. She's my best friend and
Best
she's really cool.
fiends.
And yeah, I just feel like I want to ask him about the tattoo.
Oh my God.
And
Wouldn't that be some juicy gossip? Oh,
I know.
just need to know what he thinks of that tattoo.
I know. So that's that's 3 McLaren teammates, 3 McLaren. This is
Yeah.
Team McLaren
Yeah.
for our
Yeah. Well, I've told you this before, but I would love to have Andrea Stella on so I could be like, and how do you feel about having Zach Brown take all your credit? You know, because you're the team principal, but he's getting all the light. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know about that. So maybe we are a
I
McLaren
swear
podcast. What? I don't know. Because we talk about them
amazing.
a lot. I mean, we do love them,
Yes.
so whatever.
Yes, yes. And so number 3, third number.
Daniel Ricciardo. Oh my
Hello.
God. Yeah, even
Claire.
it's just. But yeah, I would
This
love to
is
speak to
yeah.
Daniel. I would love to get to know, firstly, how he felt about the McLaren situation. And then
Maybe we should just have a dual episode and surprise Zach.
literally, oh my God, and be like, surprise, we're getting Zach's tattoo lasered off. And look at his reaction. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, that would be amazing. For me, it would be Max, just because I know he hates
Doing stuff like this?
doing this. So if he came on our podcast, knowing who we are,
That would be stunning.
it would feel amazing. But I feel like
We
it
need
would
to
be
have
like
Max
a
and Daniel's
2-minute episode.
together. Like they need to be in the same room as each other
Yes.
because Daniel
Yes.
just brings out this whole other side of Max that you're like, where did you come from? Who are you?
Yes.
But yeah, no,
Exactly. So
we need to shove them in a
number
room.
2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Oh my God, this is such a tough one. Oscar Piastri. I didn't already say him, did I? No, I didn't. Oscar Piastri.
No, this is in case you hear the revving in the background, that's just my friend trying to show off his car.
We
I
love
would
fast
pick
cars.
Oscar Piastri too, and this has officially became a McLaren podcast. In case you haters who thought it was going to be all about Lewis, surprise, surprise!
It's all about McLaren. Plot twist. But honestly, like we have big plans for Oscar because like us, he's an Aries. His birthday is 2 days
Yes,
after ours, so we're April 2nd. What is he? The 4th? Yeah. So
yes.
how stunning would it be to have a birthday episode featuring Oscar Piastri, and everything's aligning because my birthday is a couple days after the Melbourne Grand. Our birthday is a couple of days after the Melbourne Grand Prix. So if we could
Yes.
sort that, that would be a dream come true.
Yes. Mr. Zach Brown.
If you're listening, we've said so many nice things
Yes.
about
Andreas.
McLaren. We
Yes.
really
We
love you
love you.
guys. My eyes
Yes.
like twitching as I
And
say, Zach Brown, I love you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys play cricket in
Yeah.
Australia. Give us a lesson. I feel like that would be fun because I
Or
have
I'll give
I
everybody a
remember
lesson. Oscar and I will do the lessons, and everybody
yes, yeah.
else. Well, Lando would know.
If
Lando
you
would know about cricket. Absolutely.
yeah, and Daniel would be
And Dan,
fun.
exactly.
Um and then you would
Max,
just
we
have
need to see him play some cricket.
me and
Zach,
Zach, two Americans that know I'm assuming he knows nothing about cricket.
I would love to
The
see him
most I
try.
know about And the most I know about cricket is I remember playing it in like elementary school for like a week. We would play a different
That's
sport. But I
crazy.
was
You've
like,
blown my mind.
yeah, but it was like a week when I was 7 years old or 8 years old. So I don't really remember. I just remember there's pegs in the middle for some
Wickets. They're
reason.
called wickets. They're like the
And this
three
big
sticks.
paddle.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like this is a great birthday episode in Australia. I will buy my ticket. Just give us a call. Let us know that you and Oscar teach us. And it's just Zach and me, two Americans, being taught how to play cricket and just like unhinged
I
commentary.
need it. I need it in my life. And you know what? We're going to single handedly change everybody's
Manifesting.
minds about cricket, which, to be honest, there's going to be the Cricket World Cup being held in the USA this year. Like, so there's different forms of cricket. And the short form of the game is going to be the World Cup is going to be held in the USA this year. How crazy is
You
that?
need to send me, yeah, you need to send me a link. I am going to attend this. If
Absolutely.
at
I will
all
give you all
possible,
the
I will
details.
attend.
And,
Yeah.
you know, if they need me there, I'm happy to be there.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
you know
honestly,
me, I'm always like DMing people and networking and being like, "Hey, do you need someone?" Because I feel like this isn't a big sport, but my podcast co-host,
let's make it
let's make it
happen.
happen.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
now I think everybody knows what we're going to say,
it's our
the
number
number
one.
one.
Yeah,
And
yes.
it comes as no shock.
It's
But
not a surprise room in the house. Not a
mm,
surprise room in the house. Not a surprised ear on the pod listening
exactly.
listeners.
Everybody knows what we're going to
It
say.
is
Sarah Lewis Hamilton. Yeah.
Lewis Hampton.
Our
Yes.
man.
Mhm.
Our man.
Yes.
Like, he is
Could you
just the
imagine?
dreamiest of dream guests. And
Yes.
I think I would collapse if I had the opportunity to interview
I'm a
him,
little
but I'd
I'm a
collapse
little overwhelmed
afterwards.
just thinking
I'd
about
hold
it.
myself together and then I'd collapse after.
I will say he ran past me at Coda,
Yeah.
like going from the garage to the hospitality because I was by Mercedes hospitality and I looked up because I felt energy coming and like my heart was like fluttering, not only because I was like, who's coming towards me, but like it was him. And I just was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because when that
What do
man
you
is
do in that
running,
situation?
I mean, walking, I could like adjust and like kind of comprehend, but he was like sprinting because I think he was probably going to the F1 Academy girls and doing that
He was
because it was
late for
in between
something.
sessions.
Yeah, he was late.
And I was just
And he
like,
was
oh
like,
my God.
I
But
gotta
we,
go see my girls. Yeah.
yes, but we both had sunglasses on, so we could make eye contact. And I will die on this hill that if we had made eye contact while he was running by and he had to like dodge around me,
It's
that
all
could have
about
been
the
our
eye
meet cute, you
contact.
know?
It's all about the
It
eye
could have
contact.
happened.
Look, like we've
But
discussed,
anyway,
if I
yes.
can't have him, I'm more than happy for you to have him. So, you know,
Same,
if it
same,
happens,
same,
it
same.
happens. But yeah, how exciting. This
Exactly.
was our first
I
episode, and I think I had so
I
much fun. I don't know about you,
I did too. No,
but
I had a blast.
I think this is going to
And
be
I'm
amazing. And yeah,
I know.
people, you need to hit us up to let us know what you want to see on the podcast because we have so many ideas. We have so many fun things that we're going to
Yes.
introduce, probably from when the season starts or, you know, a couple of episodes in. But for now, we're trekking along. We're trying to make things happen. And we want you guys right there with
Exactly.
us. And yeah, I can't wait to see where this journey takes us because I already love working with you. It's amazing.
Exactly. And also I want to drop this tidbit. We have a 2024 Formula One
Bingo
bingo card
card.
that
Yes.
we're putting out.
Yes.
And it's going to be in our links in our I have to say in our social media. I will try to link it in the
Yes.
podcast notes. I'm not exactly sure how to do that yet. So just if it's not there, go to our social media profiles. But download it. It's just there. You
Exactly.
post it on social media, and then you can tick off
Share your
your
bingo
boxes
cards with
on,
us, and then we'll all
yeah,
tick off our boxes together.
together. And then we haven't figured out what the special gift is, but we're working on it.
Exactly.
We're working on it.
Exactly. We'll
Working
think
on
of
it.
something.
I feel like signed merch from someone
Absolutely.
is
We could
like
sort that.
a good, yeah.
It'll be
Right,
something good.
guys?
It'll be something good.
Yeah. But please join us on this. It'll be fun and a fun way to interact. And also want to see your predictions, whether
Yes.
our predictions match, and
Exactly.
whether our followers and listeners' predictions match our own, and who has the most unhinged predictions is what I'm
so
really
excited.
like.
And I just
And I feel like before we end this, I feel like what we should promise is that we will read the most unhinged predictions.
Oh,
So
yeah.
make sure you tag us when you post
Oh, yeah.
your bingo card, because I
Please.
think that could be a whole hour episode.
Please.
So
I need to see. I need to hear it. As the queen of the unhinged, come to me. But yeah.
yes. So I guess that's it for our first
Yeah,
episode.
this is us signing off.
I know. I guess we'll see you next week, and we do know our second episode will have a special guest.
Exactly.
So
and I'm
if
so
you weren't
excited for you guys to listen
yes,
to that
and
episode. It was amazing.
if you aren't completely convinced that you should follow us, you should just listen to the next episode, because that will seal the deal.
Absolutely.
So
we'll leave you on that cliffhanger.
and yes.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I don't know. We need a cool signing off thing. So we'll figure it out later. But
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.